looking at Wednesday night games. Decent amount of games.
Yeah.
I had Jarod pick 2 games, however he wanted to bet that. I also picked 2 games. Jarod, I'll start with you first. What's your first game? How are you betting this tonight? What's the first game for you?
So Wolves and Bucks are interesting to me.
Okay.
Because the Timberwolves are actually playing well. They did lose to the Pelicans, so that's kind of, it's like, come on, brother, Pelicans. But Anthony Edwards did come out, and Anthony Edwards is one of the great revelations in the league, not just from a play standpoint, but from an entertainment and a media standpoint for content creators like us, because he gets it. My man was like, we thought we were gonna come out here, play the Pelicans, just get a W. Got that ass beat, right? Like, he's just real and like, no, we gotta be better than this. And the question I'm asking myself is, I know what Karl Anthony Towns is, and I think despite the disaster that's been Minnesota, he's a tent pole that you can build a team around, a cornerstone of a franchise. Is Anthony Edwards number 2 cornerstone you can build a franchise around? It's only year 2. I don't know. But I just like this kid's moxie. I like how he goes at people. They are at Milwaukee tonight. Look, the defending champs do not play with their food. That is not their hustle, how they roll. They come in, they smack teams up they're supposed to and do what they do. I'm not saying they're going to win. They're 6.5-point favorites, but I just have a feeling the Timberwolves will keep this game very close, and it might be a 1-possession game late. So I'm going to lay the points and take the Timberwolves in this one.
Ooh,
keep it close.
Okay, laying the points and taking the Timberwolves. All right, that's interesting. That threw me for a loop. I didn't think you were gonna do it. Now I will say this with the Bucks, right? The Bucks, like you said, they don't play with their food. They have played pretty well, despite injuries to Drew Holiday. Brook Lopez sat out their last game. But you think the Wolves are going to bounce back, and I think that's one thing, ways to bet early in the season, right? Like looking at teams where you wonder if they are going to have the ability to bounce back, right?
Yes,
that's the thing. And I'm going to tell my producer Greg, because I ended up switching games. I had the wrong game up on here, but Greg, I have the Hornets versus the Magic. I want to talk about that game. So
and really quick before you go, the other thing too about Minnesota.
Yes.
There's no moral victories in sports, but if this is a team that thinks they're going to be around that play-in area, they can't get smacked by the Pels and then go on the road to Milwaukee and get smacked by the defending champs, right?
Right.
They got to be like, no, we have to respond and come out and just play better. We may not win, but we can't get thumped by 20 out here.
No, I think that absolutely matters, right? Like, I think it matters what you're doing. And look, you're right. It was disappointing for the Timberwolves to not sweep the home-and-home series with the Pelicans. They're absolutely disappointing. If they're a team that wants to see themselves at least in the play, and those are games you have to win, you can't drop them. But a good showing tonight, a moral victory, like you said, there's no moral victories, but if you want to put it as that against the Bucks, that would be pretty good for them. If
that's a sign, right? That's a sign about this team that you're like, okay, maybe they're not as much of a dumpster fire as I thought.
Right. It's something that their fans can feel positive about. Now, the first game for me that I want to take was the Hornets, who've been, they're everybody's league pass darling, Jarod. Everybody is excited about the Hornets, how they're going to play. And look, their games have been exciting. It's like they're always in exciting games. They just took a OT loss after being 3-0 to the Celtics the other night. LaMelo Ball's doing LaMelo Ball things. And, our boy Murph is smiling somewhere. He's like, I told y'all so. I told you.
He's shooting lights out, man.
Yeah, he's shooting light. That's the thing, right, Jarod? That he's shooting the ball so well, better than I thought he would have coming into this league. We know about the playmaking, the passing. We know about all that stuff. But the way this guy's shooting the ball, he looks good. Now, look, this to me is an easy bet. The Hornets are favored. They're on the road against Orlando. 5.5 is the spread. Orlando stinks. Okay, they're playing a lot of forwards out here. The Hornets, they can score. That's part of why they're so exciting. They can get up and down the court. They can flat out score. They're second in the league in points per game. Okay, guys? And that's at 122 per game. And they're first in assists per game. I like that. That's not just putting the ball in the basket. That's moving the ball around, getting a lot of people involved. You know what Orlando can't do, people? Score. They can't do that. Don't trust them to score, right? They struggle. They're 27th in the league right now at 98 points per game, and they're also 28th in field goal percentage. They struggle to put the ball in the basket. The Hornets do not. They want to bounce back. Jarod talked about bouncing back, why he likes the Wolves to keep the game close. I like the Hornets to bounce back and, quite frankly, smack the Magic as they should. Hornets, 5.5-point favorites. Take the Hornets. Just got to do it. This is an easy bet. This is a layup. You got to take this game here. You got to take the Hornets. The Magic, I know they're coming off a win off the Knicks, but I don't see any of this momentum continuing for them. Still mad about that loss for the Knicks. All right, Jarod, what's your second game? Who else do you have?
So my next game, and I, pardon incorrect terminology. I took the points with the with the Wolves, not laid them.
Not laid them, right.
Just to be correct. Listen, it's early in the morning. All right, next game. Clippers and Cavaliers. Look, Cavaliers got some nice, fun, young things happening. Evan Mobley looking good. Jared Allen doing his thing. We know about our boy Brian loves the sex land backcourt. All that's all well and good. However, Clippers -8 tonight. There's something about this Clippers team that, to me, with Ty Lue, everybody's like, whatever. The Clips, they ain't that good. They ain't got Kawhi. They got no chance. Listen, we make fun of Paul George all we want, and for good reasons. He kind of suspect sometimes, but this dude can hoop, and he is an excellent two-way player. I like the Clippers -8 here. I think they'll just win this outright. Should be a double-digit win. I like what they're doing. They look good in that game against the Warriors, even though they lost. We know they just smacked up Portland, who we said's got problems. I'm liking the Clippers in this one to win big tonight.
All right, liking the Clippers to win big. I like them there too. You talked about the Blazers. The Blazers are involved in the next game and involved against one of the teams that you happen to like. I would kind of call Jarod a sort of fan of this team, but we won't. He's not the way Brian Fonseca is about the Heat. We won't.
Oh yeah, he wildin'.
Nobody's like that. But the Grizzlies, 2-1 start to the season, easily could be 3-0 had they beat the Lakers, and they could have beat the Lakers, right? And the Blazers. Jarod talked about the problems with the Blazers. They just got their ass handed to them by the Clippers the other night, 116-86. And for all the points that Jarod said, one, they couldn't stop a nosebleed right now, the Blazers. And they haven't been able to do that for pretty much the past 2 seasons. Then their best player, he's not even shooting the ball well at all whatsoever, which is not what we see from Damian Lillard, okay? He is 2 of 24 right now from downtown. That's woeful. And he's shooting 36% from the field. This ties in a little bit to something Jarod said at the beginning of our NBA with Nuance segment, right? Things I like to bet on. Young legs, like Jarod said, matters. Absolutely. Also, the hunger of teams matter. I think right now the Grizzly Cubs, as Jarod likes to call them, they're hungry. They're ready. They are trying to make their mark. Ja Morant's definitely trying to make his mark. He's not thrilled about missing that free throw at the end of the Lakers game. He's going to come out hungry. He also is going to want to go at Damian Lillard. And look, the way I've seen the Grizzlies play in small sample size theater, folks, in 3 games, as opposed to the way I've seen Portland play, and I think Portland will turn it around somewhat. I guess, maybe. I'm not trusting the Blazers right now. The Blazers look terrible. They look bad. There's no reason to trust them. The Grizzlies have been pretty okay in terms of offense. They are actually second in the league in scoring behind the Hornets. So they're putting up a bunch of points per game.
Indeed.
So you like that they can put this offense. And when you combine their ability to score the ball with Portland's inability to stop teams, I like this. Now, the Blazers at home are favored by 2 points. Nah, man. I ain't with that. I'm not going with this at all. You know what? In fact, I'm so confident. I'm so confident in the Grizzlies. Forget the spread. We're not rocking with the spread at all here. Money line on the Grizz.
I like it. I like it.
Money line on the Grizz. They say put your money where your mouth is.
They do.
I
See?
Definitely do it.
I brought you over to this side. Yes. You're on the Grizzly Cubs. I like it.
I'm on it, man. I'm on it because I like what I'm seeing from Ja Morant right now and the leadership I think that he's shown with his team, how Triple J is coming along, and I just don't believe in the Blazers. I like the Grizzlies to get this win on the road. This is the 3rd game of a 4-game road trip. I think they get this done. This is a big game for them. I think they want to come home with a winning record or at least even. And they almost had the LA sweep. They played well in those games. Why do they not go up to the Pacific Northwest and take care of business? Bang it. Plus 110 for the Grizzlies on the money line. Just do it. Throw a couple dollars in the Grizz. I don't think you can go wrong.
they want to do more than come away from this road trip 500, right? So they beat the Clippers, lost to the Lakers. They go up to Portland, they beat the Trailblazers. Golden State's next. They want to come out of this road trip 3-1. Okay, that's what they want. I mean, shit, John Moran wants to go 4-0, and you see no fear, no hesitation. This team they're young, and they're like, we got next. They're like, nah, we're here. Like, and last year's trip to the playoffs, yes, they lost to the Utah Jazz, but they won that first game, right? Like, listen, they are excitable, and they know there's more, and we have a bigger ceiling. And Dylan Brooks isn't even playing yet, so
Right.
I'm really liking what this team is doing right now.
Yeah, I'm liking it. All right, so there's some pretty good picks. I got the Grizz and the Hornets tonight. Gerard, you had why am I forgetting your
The
teams? You had the
Clippers
Clippers
and the Wolves.
and the Wolves. Yeah, and the Wolves. I really am going to be really intrigued to see that Wolves
Taking those points. Look, man,
taking those
again,
points.
if they fashion themselves as a play-in team, cannot lose that the second game of that home and home to the Pelicans, and then get thumped by the defending champs. I know they're the defending champs and they're better than you, no doubt. But y'all can't get waxed, because then it's like, because then you know what I'm saying? Same old T-Wolves. Y'all just are who you are.